Best of the best. Fans send me these papers.
He definitely was one of the best high school running backs that I've seen.
This is a very physical back. Maybe doesn't have the speed that one Stephen Davis may have had, but look at the vision, look at the cutback, and look how strong he is. Boy, I tell you what.
He's up there with names like Emmitt Smith, in state, Stephen Davis out of Spartanburg High School.
He had those couple games his freshman year, you know, Tennessee, UAB, and stuff like that. And you thought, man, he's going to really turn this thing on, you know, come next year. Just didn't happen.
You know, my work ethic wasn't the best whenever I was coming up. I went more off my God-given talent, and that pretty much helped me through high school. But once I got to college, everybody just as fast or just as good as you.
The short story of his story at South Carolina was the expectations were, you know, way up here, and justifiably so. When you have the kind of high school career at a big-time high school that he had, with all the recruiting attention, you know, people are going to expect you to come in and roll up some big numbers, and it just didn't happen for him for the entirety of his career. Spurrier, I guess, always believed that he could take whatever he had and he could still beat you. That nobody was bigger than the team itself. Nobody was bigger than what he was doing. So if you didn't follow along with the rules and you violated them, eventually it was going to get you booted out.
Whenever he got there, I just cut all that off, cut the drinking off and everything, stopped partying as much as I was. But I was just more focused of getting them 2 years out the way, or maybe in 1 year and entering in the draft. So when I first got there and we started running and stuff, I was throwing up, you know, trying to get all them toxins out my body. But after that, like the second week, oh man, that's when I really got into it. I was running the sprints and stuff with everybody. I was head on the sprints. After the sprints, I was jumping around, ready to run some more. And, you know, I was just more focused. And then they came to me when I took the drug test, and they say I failed. I wasn't even smoking, so I know I ain't failed no drug test. He wasn't having it. He even told me, he said, maybe you need to go try out for Newberry or something. So I was like, Newberry? I said, yeah, he's really testing me now.
It happened pretty quickly after Spurrier took over the team, and I went, wow, because, you know, Demetris had some troubles, and I guess I thought, well, okay, he got into trouble again, or Spurrier just didn't want to put up with him.
Yes, he screwed up too much, and I'm sure he's owned that. But also, I think it was a head coach that was hungry to set an example and set a tone, and he got, you know, caught up prioritizing the wrong things.
He had so much talent. Obviously, he had so much talent, and he wasted it. You know, just to some degree. I mean, who are we to judge? He could be perfectly happy with what he did, you know. But from an outsider's perspective, this guy could have been so much more. You just hate to see it kind of wasted by the outside noise.
He was just very smooth, very elusive, and you spot someone like that, you go, yeah, this guy is really going to have a great career at the next level, potential NFL player as well.
All he ever knew was football. You know, so when he went and tried to seek work, and they asked your last job, you know, he never had anything but football. So that's what made him go down that other path. Easy money, you know, he had to support his family. So that's how you got on that track. But yeah, he went down the wrong path, and he ended up doing 6 years, and 8 months.
I think there's a lot of people that doubted me. They thought I was gonna come back out and be selling drugs and doing the same thing I was doing, but I mean, just being back there for them years, had time to sit down and think and reevaluate myself. I just got it stuck in my head I wasn't coming back. I want to figure something out new.
He did exactly what he told me he was going to do when he was in prison. He said, Mama, I'm going to get my CDL license, and I'm going to work. You ain't got to never worry about me.
And he was talking about just ownership. He was owning his mistake. He wasn't pointing fingers at anybody. He said, look here, John. He goes, the things I did, that was me. It wasn't anybody else's fault. That was on me. You know, and to see that, and he looked me in the eye and owned up to it, I said, man, he's on the right path now.
You can use him as an example to other kids. And, you know, like Charles Barkley once said, hey, you know, I'm not a role model. I tell folks, everyone is a role model, whether you want to be or not. It's just what does your life or the way you've carried yourself, what will it teach others? Will you inspire people, or will your life serve as a warning to others? Don't let this happen to you.